it's Carrie here from the Female Entrepreneur Association and welcome to the 10-minute masterclass. So, have you ever wondered how some people manage to get into and become part of really amazing networking groups? Or how some people manage to build relationships with really key influential experts and you think, how have they done it? I want to know how to do it. If so, then wonder no more, because we are joined by the amazing Selena Soo, who is a networking expert and the founder of S2 Group. And she is going to be sharing 3 tips for how you can start connecting and building relationships with your favorite experts. So Selena, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
I can't wait to talk about this because I think networking is so important and valuable for entrepreneurs. I think when you know the right people and really key influential people and experts, it can make such a huge difference. But I think so many entrepreneurs are like, how do I do it? How do I get to know that person? How do I reach out to that amazing expert and connect? So let's just jump straight into it and talk about what people can do to start reaching out to those people.
Yeah, absolutely. And the first thing that I want to say is, like, when we think about it, everything that we want in life comes through another person. So let's say you're an entrepreneur and you want a big new client. You know, you may need someone to introduce you to that person, or maybe you're looking for more visibility and to be in the media. And it comes down to somebody saying, yes, I want to give you that opportunity. And so I think so many times when we're entrepreneurs, we kind of start things on our own and we're in this vacuum. But when we connect with people, that's how we reach our goals faster. So this is just so important. And also, I think when people are getting started out, you know, sometimes we can feel insecure. We're like, okay, I don't even have my website together yet. I'm still figuring out my elevator pitch and, you know, I'm not feeling solid. And so sometimes we hide from people who might really like to connect and help us. And I think that, you know, we want to be connecting at people at all levels, people who are at a similar level in business and also people who are steps ahead of us. So I'm so excited to, you know, share some tips about how to connect with influencers and specifically, you know, maybe some of your audience's favorite experts.
Yeah, that'll be amazing. Okay, so what are the things that people can do then to actually reach out and start developing those relationships?
Sure. So step number 1 is about expressing appreciation. I think sometimes we forget that the big people that we're looking up to, they're looking for approval and appreciation too. So the expert that you admire, they may be spending so much time writing a book, creating courses, content, you know, creating interviews like this. And sometimes when we put these things out in the world, and we don't hear back from anyone, we're like, did this land? Did someone enjoy it? And, you know, when you dedicate your full-time career to sharing this knowledge, you actually do want to hear from people. So if there is someone that you admire, feel free to be proactive and send them an email and tell them how you appreciate them. But the key here is to be specific and also let them know the impact. So as an example, in terms of how to do this the wrong way, you know, I've had people on my list who will listen to my webinars and read my articles and they'll respond and they'll say, love it. That was great. And, you know, and then later I'll hear back from them again and they act as if we know each other. But then it's like when they just said, oh, I love it, or that was great, it didn't really register to me who they were. And it wasn't that memorable because it was so general. But I think when somebody reaches out to you in a very heartfelt way, like, Carrie, thank you so much for that video. I cannot tell you the kind of impact it has made on me. It's really given me that fuel to take the jump and become an entrepreneur. And here are some results I've gotten. And now I'm, you know, able to leave my job, you know, fulfill my passions, go on vacations and things like that, then you're probably going to remember that a lot more than if someone's just like, oh, that was great. Yeah. So that's what people have to do.
Yeah, I think that's so true because I definitely, when people send me those emails that tell a story, I always try to respond. And even though I'm hopeless with emails, I try and respond because it makes a difference, because that's why, you know, if you're doing something in the world and anyone that's sharing content, you're doing it to help people in some way. So hearing that back is, I definitely agree with that. So that's amazing. So what is the second thing that people can do?
Sure. So the second tip is really to add value to others. So, you know, rather than waiting for opportunities that fall in our lap to help people, to be proactive and identify opportunities. So a quick story that I'll share is there's this woman that I really admire. Her name is Danielle Laporte, and she's an author and a thought leader. And when she came out with her book, The Fire Starter Sessions, I reached out to her and I said, Danielle, you know, I think what you're doing is so important, and I would love to reach out to the editors at Oprah Magazine about you, if that's okay. And she said, yes, please do. And so I wrote like a really heartfelt pitch that was just so personal and thoughtful that it couldn't really be ignored. And then I put together this care package. So, I was able to get a copy of her book from the publisher. So it was a bright orange book. I put it in a brown paper bag with red fire paper bursting out. And I went and bought these like chocolate fire chili bars, had some fire starter tattoos and postcards. And then I hand delivered it to Hearst magazines. And then I took a photo and I sent the photo to Danielle with the pitch. And I think this is an important step, because I think when we do nice things for other people, maybe we're just telling people about how amazing this person is, check them out. I think if you don't let someone know, I mean, how would they ever know? And so that step was important. And I let her know, and she just wrote back and she's like, Selena, this pitch is impeccable. Every single word, the whole spirit of it. Thank you. And I was just doing that to help. I didn't need anything in return. However, a couple months later, I actually did start my company officially, and I was looking for some testimonials. And so I just circled back with her and I said, could I use the 2 sentences you gave me? And she said, yes, of course. And so I think when you give generously, that's part of your lifestyle, then you build up goodwill in your community, and then people are happy to support you. So that's a very key tip for supporting an influencer, is identifying where you can add value to them. Do they have a launch coming up? If there's something important that they're talking about online, and don't just wait, but just insert yourself into their top goals.
And do you think it's important for people to do this with just because they can, rather than to get something back from it?
Yeah. So the way that I like to think about this is that the act of giving is the reward in itself. So, when it comes to networking, yes, it does take time to connect with people and invest in these relationships. So I don't recommend, trying to build 100 relationships at once. But if there's somebody who really inspires you and you just feel energized because you spot an opportunity to give and it's fun for you to give, then I think you should just do it. But if you kind of approach networking from the standpoint of, okay, I'm going to do this, but then I expect something right back and I'm going to guilt you into doing things for me, that's the wrong way to build a relationship.
Yeah, I completely agree. So what is a final thing that people can do to help them?
Okay, so the final tip when you're looking to connect with a top expert is to join their programs. So many experts package up their knowledge into a program, whether that is, a course or a membership, website or something where they're sharing their best content. And if you really connect with someone and you like their approach, then you should really take the next step and invest further in that person. That's a way to build the relationship. And that's their primary way to give back to the world. And so I think that that's very important. And also, if you join that membership website, you join that course and you give it your all and you get amazing results, then wow, like you could become that person's case study, somebody that they showcase. It's really helping them further their goals and your goals. So I think that's a really big win-win that people should definitely not overlook.
Yeah, I think that one's such a powerful one, because that has worked so well for me. Even small things like I once went to a talk that Gabrielle Bernstein was giving.
Yes.
And then she does a book signing, because a lot of the authors will do book signings. So I bought her book, took it up, stood there in the queue waiting to get the book signed.
Yeah.
And then I asked her when I was up there, well, to be fair, I did ask her whether I could interview her, which she probably got a million of them. But by going along to her thing and getting a book signed and showing genuine interest in her stuff, because obviously we had a little chat and I told her how much I loved her books and how I would love to share what she was doing and all that stuff. Then she put me in touch with the people at Hay House, and then it just expands. And then I actually, funnily, did an interview with both Gabrielle Bernstein and Mastin Kipp recently. And when I was interviewing Mastin, I was asking him, one of his things was about building up your network and having a great network around you. And after we finished, I said, how have you managed to build up such an influential network? And he said, his things was, I paid to go along to their courses. I paid to go and mastermind with them. And I built relationships with them because I invested in their programs, because I love what they're doing so much that I genuinely want to get to know them and to get to know what they've got to offer. And I thought, that's so true. When I looked back and thought about a lot of the people I know, it's kind of comes from having a genuine interest in what they're sharing and wanting to be part of it and being willing to pay to be able to connect and work with them, because I think they're amazing. So
that's such a great thing. And just the final thing I want to say, just connected to what you're saying, is that these people that we look up to, they have so much knowledge, years of experience, so much to give. And yes, you may have to invest to kind of take it to the next level, but oftentimes what you're investing, whether it's a monthly fee or just like a one-time fee, it's so small compared to what you can get in return when you really give it your all and where that relationship can go.
Yeah. And that's the thing, I always think that, like, it's, you know how sometimes people look and see other people and networking with them and think, but how do they do it? There must be something special about them, or they must just have known someone that's put them in touch. And I think, no, like anything, any one of us can do it, can't we? Any one of us
Yes.
can go and connect with those amazing people, if we just kind of just follow the steps that you've just shared. So thank you so much for coming to share them. I'm excited for everyone because now we can all start connecting with amazing people. So thank you so much for that. And also, Selena has a free video training that you should definitely check out. It's about how to get in touch with media people and influencers and even amazing, as you call them, online stars.
Yeah.
So definitely go and check that out. And also, I would love to know who your number one favorite expert is that you would love to reach out to and connect with. Make sure you head over to the blog and leave a comment and let us know who that person is. And if you want, also share the one thing you're going to do to try and reach out to them and connect with them, because it would be amazing to see. Also, if you've enjoyed this session but you're not a subscriber, then make sure you subscribe. You can do so over on the blog or over on YouTube. And if you have liked this video, then please share it with anyone else that you think will like it too. And I will see you next week for another 10-minute masterclass.